Hello, friends, and welcome to Spirited Movie Companions, a movie podcast from the guys that brought you Bottled and Bond. I am Mike Scott, and I have been watching and enjoying movies since I was a kid in the 1900s, and have always been interested in the history and the lore behind their creation. So alongside my friend Charlie, we will be taking a deep dive into movies we choose based on a randomly selected monthly theme. We will also be providing pairings for the movie, which may include other movies, books, music, and, in the spirit of our Bottled and Bond podcast, companion beverages. Today, in celebration of my birthday, we will be discussing one of my all-time favorites, 1997's The Game. So make yourself some popcorn, find a comfy seat, and pour your favorite drink while we ponder this question. Can we pass a law requiring all one-percenters to go through this? This is Mike's birthday bonus episode, The Game. Charlie, welcome.
Thank you, Mike.
Wow, we haven't recorded in ages.
It's been so
long.
long.
I'm pretty sure, at least 30 minutes since we wrapped up Doctor Strangelove?
I know. Is this going to be released after Doctor Strange?
This is going to be released on my birthday, so July 16th.
Okay, but before our next move.
But before Failsafe.
Okay,
yes.
Perfect. But until then, I'm going to have to keep this secret, because I almost mentioned on the last episode that I had also watched this movie. 3 movies in a week.
That's impressive.
That I watched.
Yeah.
Can you even imagine that?
Oh, yeah, you didn't mention... That's right, you didn't say you watched The
No,
Game.
I thought about saying I watched a movie I'm not allowed to mention, but I didn't want to ruin anything.
Yeah.
So I did not mention it. So I watched 3 movies in a week, actually.
So with some assistance from the Countess Tracy, our companion beverage for this one is the Boulevardier, which I really only picked just because it has my favorite spirit, whiskey, and your favorite spirit, Campari,
right,
in it. And it seems classy. And Van Orton Nicholas is in that gentleman's club having his drink.
I mean,
and
my
stuff.
butler used to bring this to me.
I figured. So yes, we are having, and it's already ready, the Boulevardier. So cheers.
Cheers. I like it.
That's very good.
I like it a lot.
That is very good. And the reason it's very good. So
the Campari.
Well, so the rye in that is actually one that I got on my vacation when I was in Lexington, Kentucky.
Oh, wow. You went all out, even though it's a mixed drink.
I know.
Wow.
And it's from a place called Bespoken Distillery. And it's called the Epic. Straight rye whiskey finished with a special oak stave blend. It's good on its own, but it's good in this drink.
This drink is good.
Yeah.
I will say, on my trip to Las Vegas, this last one, we were at the MGM Grand. There's a Wolfgang Puck restaurant there.
Yes.
They had, speaking of Campari, they had a barrel-aged Negroni.
Oh, wow.
So basically they make it and pre-mix it and put it in a barrel. So they probably mix a lot.
So what else in a Negroni?
It's the sweet vermouth, Campari, and gin.
Okay. So it's this, but with gin instead of whiskey.
Basically, yes.
Okay.
And barrel aged with the one big ice cube in it, like you've done today, which is very nice. And it was really good. If you find yourself at the MGM Grand, you might even like it if you like this, right? Because it's not.
Well, I like gin.
You like gin, right?
Well, also, I will say this one. So just to give the recipe. So the original recipe was a 1-1-1. But this one does have 1.5 of rye. Because I know you like rye anyway.
Yeah, I like rye.
So it's 1.5 rye, 1 Campari, 1 sweet vermouth. And the vermouth and the Campari do a good job of balancing each other. So you get the rye up front too. And then there's an orange twist in there. So it's very tasty. I actually really like this drink. Might be my favorite cocktail of any we've done.
It's very good.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's very good. And again, it sort of reminds me of that. So, you might actually like a Negroni, right? Because you do like
give it a
gin.
shot.
And so, yeah. And the barrel age just kind of makes it nice and kind of smooth.
Do you know what it was aged in? What barrel it was aged in? Probably a whiskey barrel, right?
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably an oak whiskey barrel.
Okay, so we're not going to do like news or anything on this one. This is kind of a bonus episode. So we'll go straight to the one-shots.
Okay.
My one shot. If you can watch Back to the Future simply to enjoy the movie and not question the logic, then you can do the same for the game.
It's like you wrote it specifically for me.
I know.
How many times are we going to have an episode of Is This Where You Ruin the Movie?
Yeah.
This is an episode of where Charlie ruins the movie, and this one, it'll be interesting
That's
to see.
hilarious.
Mine is just, is the game to kill him? I mean,
Sure seems like it. Our cast. We have Michael Douglas as Nicholas Van Orton, Sean Penn as Conrad Van Orton, Deborah Kara Unger as Christine. She was in a movie around this time also called Crash, which is an absolutely wild movie from David Cronenberg. I'm sure you've heard the name. He did like Scanners and The Fly.
okay. And what was Crash about? I've heard of
People getting off by watching car wrecks.
it. Seriously?
Yes, it was nuts. It's also got...
It was a pretty big movie, wasn't it?
No, you're thinking of the one that won Best Picture in 2005.
That's a different Crash.
That's a different Crash,
Okay.
yeah. That movie is not aged well.
This one, actually, I might want to see.
It would be a good entryway into David Cronenberg because it's not as freaky and weird as some of his stuff.
Wow. Okay.
We have James Rebhorn as Jim Feingold, Peter Donnet as Samuel Sutherland, Carol Baker as Ilsa. That's his maid. And I actually just watched her in another of my beloved movies, Kindergarten Cop. She was the mom of the gangster guy in Kindergarten Cop.
I've never seen that movie.
Oh my gosh.
I know. I've never seen it.
Anna Katerina as Elizabeth and Armin Mueller-Stahl as Anson Bear. I love Armin
Is Kindergarten Cop where he says it's not a tumor?
Yes.
Okay. I thought so.
I can't
That's the
believe
only
you've
thing
never
I know
seen that.
about it.
Wow.
I don't know anything else about it.
This was directed by David Fincher, screenplay by John Brancato.
Okay, Fincher's done what else?
Okay, we'll get to it.
Okay,
I've got a whole
okay,
list
good.
of them.
That's fine. Okay.
Yeah, I've got a companion thing for him. Screenplay John Brancato and Michael Ferris. Music by Howard Shore, who did all the music for the Lord of the Rings movies.
Okay.
He also, I believe he worked on a lot of the Cronenberg movies, now that I think about it. Cinematography by Harris Savides and production design by Jeffrey Beecroft. This was released September 12th, 1997. Had a budget of $70 million, which is $145 million now. Box office of $109.4 million, which is $226.75 million now. So, I mean, it was successful. It wasn't a huge hit or anything, but a lot of people think...
Did fine.
People say it's like this is one of his lesser movies, which just blows my mind. History with the movie. So,
It's one of whose lesser?
David Fincher.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But eventually,
I'll tell you-
at some
yeah.
point in this podcast, you're going to tell me what else he's done
Yes.
so I can make my own decision.
Yes.
Okay.
So, what's your history with this movie?
I'll be honest with you. I am pretty sure I saw it in the theater because I vaguely remembered things, but I did not have super distinct memories of it.
Okay. So, for me,
Yeah.
this was one of those.
You watch it every day.
This was one of those Columbia House 10 for $1 or whatever
Nice.
that I got on tape. I know there was like this, Shawshank Redemption. Just that's the two that always stand out for
on
me.
videotape.
On
the funny
VHS.
thing is, you really didn't need to get Shawshank Redemption on tape because at the
Just watch it
time
on
you
TBS.
could just turn on just like any channel, just flip through cable, and you would find it
Yes.
somewhere playing.
That's very true. So this was probably 98 or so, 1998, that I got this on tape. And I remember the first time I watched it being blown away because I had never seen a movie like that. It was the stuff
and
that went
also
on in
your
there.
brain wasn't fully developed at
That's
that time.
true. That's true. I was, I'm significantly younger than you, so yeah. But we'll go on into the scene summary.
Okay.
So we open up with Nicholas Van Orton, young Nicholas Van Orton,
Right.
standing next to his father, a nice old-timey looking reel, video camera. We cut to various old home movies of a birthday party for a young Nicholas, including him holding his baby brother Conrad, and then the father leaving the video. Here's the craziest trivia about that. The guy that plays the dad is Charles Martinet, best known as the voice of Mario from the Super Mario Brothers video games. He was the voice of Mario for like 40 years. That was the dad.
Like the super high voice.
Yes, that was the dad.
Isn't
that awesome? I didn't even know that until recently.
I didn't even know that was a real person doing that voice, right?
Charles Martinet.
Because it's just
he just retired from it.
Super high voice. Do a Mario for. I don't know what he. Yeah, exactly, right? I just know when you get the star.
Right.
That's a good one. So, do you want to know what happened in our house when we watched this opening scene?
What?
My wife turns to me and says, "That looks like your childhood."
Nice. With your giant mansion and your elaborate birthday party.
All the help and everything.
Did you have 4 clowns at your birthday party?
No.
That's hilarious.
But it's funnier to think that I did.
Yeah.
But I did go to my grandparents' house and people served me things. I mean, I'm closer than maybe some people, but
yeah,
it really was not like that.
So we start off with Nicholas on his 48th birthday. Now, Nicholas gets ready for work while his maid Ilsa wishes him a nice day.
Okay, dude, you know what I wanted to know in this scene? What watch did he put on?
Oh, jeez.
I wanted to know what that watch was. I couldn't find it.
You couldn't figure it out?
But I wanted to know what it was.
I do like the transition of him looking at the camera as a kid and then him splashing water on his face as an adult. I thought they did a good casting job of that kid, too.
Yeah.
Nicholas heads to work in downtown San Francisco. He does big business stuff and declines every invitation for parties and whatnot. His ex-wife Elizabeth calls, but he
drives downtown in a BMW 740iL.
Of course he does.
L being the long wheelbase model, so like limousine, right? Like it has very extended back seats.
You know what's funny is I watched this and I all the times I've seen it over the years and I should have thought about cars for this. Yeah.
I bet you know me when I see a car.
So his ex-wife Elizabeth calls, but he tells his secretary to take a message. He is told he received a lunch invitation from Seymour Butts, who wrote a fascinating book called Under the Bleachers. And this is where that came from. I made that joke in one of our other movie episodes, Animal House, where I said Under the Bleachers by Seymour Butts, because that's when John Belushi's character's looking.
Yeah.
That was from this. That's how I learned about
Under the Bleachers. Oh, that's how you learned
about
that joke. Did you hear about Rusty Bed Springs by I.P. Freely?
Wow.
There's a whole bunch of these.
So he accepts the invitation to lunch with Mr. Butts, but he puts the reservation under his own name. So at the restaurant, Seymour Butts arrives. This is this is Sean Penn as Conrad Van Orton. Early scripts actually had Conrad be a friend from childhood named David, as opposed to him being his brother. Changing him to Nicky's brother made it more visceral per David Fincher, and I do think that was a really good choice to have him be his brother.
Yeah, I can buy that because then there's like a friend is one thing, but when you're siblings, there's an entire history that as a viewer you can imagine.
Yes.
Right? And then especially when Sean Penn goes into his past about obviously he's had issues. Right. They don't go into it too much, but he's
clearly
obviously
drug issues and stuff, yeah.
Yeah, and probably they both grew up rich and he took the path of just like having fun.
Yeah.
And his brother took the path of becoming an investment banker.
Right. So recovering junkie Conrad recognizes the restaurant as one where he bought crystal meth in his younger days. Yeah. He hassles Nicholas.
Smoking is illegal in California.
We'll get there in a second. He hassles Nicholas, and Nicholas hassles him about smoking in the restaurant, saying it's illegal in California, to which he replies, "Fuck California."
Yeah. You can't smoke in here, but I'm with you. Yeah. That's the funny...
That's true.
It's a good line because it sets up the whole thing of how important his brother is, that in this restaurant, no one's going to say anything to him.
We are told Elizabeth divorced Nicholas to marry a pediatrician or gynecologist or pediatric gynecologist.
Right.
Conrad then gives Nicholas a birthday card that has a card inside from Consumer Recreation Services, which he says will make Nicky's life fun. Nicky says he hates surprises right before the staff sings him happy birthday.
Yeah.
So driving home, Nicholas receives word that one of the companies he invests in is failing, so he has to go to Seattle to talk to the founder. Did you go to Anson Bear Publishing while you were in Seattle?
I did not. I didn't know it was there, but I did recognize that he gets he gets a call on basically a 1997 cell phone,
Yes.
right? Like that's what's interesting. And I'm thinking, well, there's no Bluetooth, right? Like I think he had to have it plugged into the car.
Must have been.
Because there was a speaker in the car and he could talk into it,
Yeah.
but there's no way.
I mean, we are talking that fancy BMW, so it probably did have something like that.
Yeah, but there was no Bluetooth that hadn't been invented itself
Yeah.
at the time, I don't think. I'm trying to think of 97.
What would have predated Bluetooth that would have enabled a speakerphone like that? Because there had to be speakerphones.
I think you had to plug it in. I
Okay.
think there was a plug-in. I think I had a 1997 Audi A4,
Okay.
and I think it had a plug-in. Like, even in those times, like this is how far back it was. I think there was a hookup or like an option you could get to put a cell phone antenna on the car,
Oh, okay.
like to get better reception.
Yeah.
And I think there was like a cell phone plug-in in that car so that you could do hands-free talking, if I remember correctly.
As he's driving home, he's in his like long driveway, and we get flashbacks to his childhood being interspersed in there with him. And we see a shot of his father standing up on top of the house in one of those shots.
I could see where that was going.
Yeah.
But interestingly, do you know what car he was being driven home in those flashbacks? It was a 1947 Ford Super Deluxe station wagon.
Wow. You
And it
really
had like
went into the
wood
car
on the
research.
inside.
Good
Dude,
job.
I looked at that car and I'm like, I want that car.
Yeah,
that
it was
car
pretty cool.
was so cool.
So Ilsa has prepared a meal fit for a divorced wealthy investment banker on his birthday, cheeseburger and fries. His ex-wife calls to wish him a happy birthday, to which he tells her he went not once but twice to the spank machine.
Yeah, the spanking machine.
After some
He's
random...
on speakerphone talking to her. Oh boy.
I wonder, like, I can't even process that kind of stuff now. It's like, what did people think of just that kind of stuff in this movie in 1997? Because
Yeah.
it was not ubiquitous like it is now.
Yeah.
After some random chit-chat, including a reference to his father dying at 48, Nicholas returns to his financial news program. This is Daniel Shore, who is a real-life TV journalist. He passed away not too long ago, actually. He's the one on the TV. The producers wanted Bernard Shaw for the role, but CNN refused. And David Fincher was talking about that. He's like, yeah, CNN refused. And then not a couple years later, Bernard Shaw was on everything, all kinds of movies, because they didn't want their journalists to be on movies.
Right.
But then he was doing it all the time.
And then they said, screw
Yeah.
it.
Nicholas examines the CRS card, falling asleep thinking about his father jumping from the top of the house.
Yeah, that was nice. I mean, you could see where it was going.
You knew that was
But,
happening, yeah. You knew that Mario didn't have his super mushroom and he just fell flat to the
Right.
ground. Maybe he thought he was Mario. He's like,
Right.
woohoo!
He thought he could just grab a vine on the way down and go down there.
Nice. After meeting with some attorneys, Nicholas heads to the CRS offices. He meets with Jim Feingold, who gives him vague details of The Game, which is the card that Nikki gave him earlier.
So what's that guy been in? That
We'll get
guy's
there in a
been
second.
one.
Yeah.
Okay.
He then fills out numerous forms and undergoes numerous mental and physical tests, which seem to go on way longer than the promised 2 hours. So that guy is James Rebhorn. He's been in Carlito's Way, Independence Day. He was like the Secretary of Defense or something. Meet the Parents. He's the one that says, so your name is Gaylord Fokker?
Yeah.
Countless others. He's just one of those characters. He passed away a few years ago, unfortunately. But yeah, he's one of those guys that was just in tons of stuff.
I just like that when he goes in there, he's carrying a briefcase.
Yes.
That just shows you how much has changed. Nobody carries a briefcase anymore because it would be so heavy with a laptop in it, right?
Yeah.
I mean, so this is the thing. Now, maybe once laptops get real small or we're not having laptops or like we're like seeing the video in our glasses, maybe we can go back to briefcases.
Nice.
Except also you had paper and stuff in there. I mean, when I started work, I had a briefcase, like a leather briefcase that I took back and forth to work every day.
How'd you like all those tests he was going through? Like there was one where he was watching all those disturbing videos.
I know.
And then he was doing that
watching
one where they were
creepy movies.
They were holding up these cards and he had to give a one-word response. And then they held up the one of the car going over the side of the cliff and he goes, whoops.
Yeah, I know. But here's where we start.
Oh, man. I think I need another Boulevardier.
Yeah, he didn't seem like the type of he seemed like the type of person who would have just gotten up and said, "I'm done with this." But in any case, he keeps going. He goes through all the tests. That's fine.
We do get a memorable line from Feingold here where he says, "We provide what is lacking." I think he's also one of those kind of like ego people that he has to see things through.
I'll accept that for the moment.
Okay. A frustrated Nicholas finally completes all the tests, signs the final waiver. He goes to play some racquetball, talks with Conrad on the phone about CRS.
Is that racquetball?
Or what? I don't know
or
what
is
that's
it
called.
Squash?
Okay, it might be squash.
I don't know. Just because the racket did not look like a racquetball racket. So I should have looked it up.
I mean,
but it was a weird... The racket didn't look like a racquetball racket.
Which one did you play in your country club when you were 5?
Racquetball.
Okay.
But there was also paddleball, which you play in the winter with like a hard ball. Or obviously tennis. Tennis is what I played the most of.
I honestly have no idea what the difference between squash and racquetball is. Is it really just the...
Dude, I don't know.
Racket?
I don't know.
Anyway, he's talking with Conrad on the phone about CRS, and he overhears a conversation between two men about the game.
Oh, the new members.
Yeah. Later at the gentleman's club, where I think it was just the racquetball club's bar, Nicholas buys drinks and talks to the two men about CRS and the game. When he asks what it's all about, one of them responds with a Bible verse. So we get a line here, John chapter 9, verse 29. Whereas once I was blind, now I can see. Just a bunch of rich dudes smoking cigars and drinking whiskey. Really lame.
Yeah.
We gonna have some cigars tonight?
Well, I mean, we've had 2 movies with them in it.
I know.
I don't know. Maybe we should. We'll see. Although other people are going to be here, and most other people don't find that too great. But we'll see how it goes.
We'll see. So later, Nicholas receives a call that his CRS application was rejected. He was in a board meeting where he was making all these edits to this proposal or something. I think it was the buyout proposal for the guy that he's going to see in Seattle.
Probably.
Nicholas...
I wish somebody would buy me out, Mike. Yeah. I'm ready for a buyout proposal.
Me too. Yeah.
I'm totally good with it.
Somebody can buy our podcast out. I mean, I'm fine retiring from it now. Just
100%.
$10 million.
Yeah.
We'll split it 50-50.
Actually, I'll keep doing it if they pay us the $10 million. Like if either way, buy us out and take it over, or pay us the $10 million to keep doing it for some number of years. Either way, I'm in.
Yeah. Apple, you listening? Amazon, you listening? Come on.
Whoever there is.
We already have all 25
Sirius
Bond.
XM?
Yeah, we already have all 25 Bond movies in the bank. You can do what
any
you
of
want
these
with
guys. Yeah.
Regardless, his CRS application was rejected. He cannot believe this because he's super wealthy, so of course it shouldn't have been rejected.
I know, right? What could possibly go wrong?
Later in the car, Nicholas calls Conrad, informs him that he can't fit the game into his schedule.
Oh,
That's some great narcissism right there.
I know, right? I can't admit that they rejected me.
He gets back home and he finds a dead 009, or maybe it's James Bond, in his driveway. Just kidding.
I like it.
It's a clown.
I know. And it's an obvious reference to his dead father.
Well, of course.
In the driveway. Yeah. Oh, man.
So he brings the clown inside and finds a key in the clown's mouth that says CRS on it. So he heads to his library for a nightcap. We could have had all kinds of drink times on this one. He's constantly drinking.
Yeah, might not be too smart. Yeah. But yes, we could.
So he's having his drink, and then Daniel Shore, the financial news guy from earlier, cuts in from his broadcast to make direct messages to Nicky, informing him that the game has started and it's important to keep an eye out for keys. Ilsa watches Nicholas pry off the TV panel looking for a miniature camera, but it is revealed that the camera is in the clown's eye.
Who couldn't have predicted that?
Good thing he brought the clown into the library instead of just leaving a creepy life-size doll outside I would have.
Or just sit it up so its eye is pointed the right direction.
Going back to our $10 million buyout, you know what kind of freaking library I would build where I could just smoke a cigar and enjoy whiskey all day?
Oh my gosh, man. I'll go in halvesies on that with you.
That would be awesome.
Oh my gosh. I picture lots of like dark wood paneling in this library, and we have to have one of those ones that tall enough that you have to have a ladder in it.
Yes, absolutely.
And move the ladder around
Many
to go
leather-bound books, just like Ron Burgundy.
Definitely. And nice leather chairs to relax in and everything.
Sounds amazing.
Oh my gosh. I can totally see why those guys did that.
Yep.
Like, why wouldn't you?
So Shore continues to talk with Nicholas, and he gives him an emergency support number eventually. Now we have Nicholas.
800 KLS.
Yeah. Nice.
Whatever.
555.
Yeah.
So Nicholas, the next day we have Nicholas at the airport heading to Seattle. He begins looking around at possible clues for the game. A fellow flyer informs Nicholas that his CRS pin is leaking in his pocket. He cleans up in the bathroom, refuses to give someone in need some TP. By the way, the voice of the guy in the bathroom was like a production designer or something on the movie.
He can't spare a square.
Can't spare a square. Eventually boards his flight after his lawyer hands him some papers for his meeting with Anson Bear. In Seattle, Nicholas has multiple new shirts waiting for him in his limo. That's very nice.
Yeah.
He then meets with Anson Bear, the book publisher, who believes who Nicholas believes needs to step down. And this is Armin Mueller-Stahl, like I said, phenomenal character actor. I guarantee you've never seen this because you just watched the original not that long ago, thanks to me. He did the Showtime 1997 TV version of 12 Angry Men. And he was amazing in that. You know who else was in that? George C. Scott from Doctor Strange.
Was he really?
Yes. You really need to watch it. It's a really good version of 12 Angry Men.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Jack Lemmon is the Peter Fonda character.
Oh, really?
Henry Fonda character. I always get Henry and Peter confused.
Maybe I need to see that.
So a greedy Nicholas tells Anson he's being fired, not stepping down. He tries to give Anson a severance package, but he can't open his briefcase.
Okay, dude. How hard is it to open a briefcase if you really want to open it? And if you're super rich and you can afford a new briefcase, it can't be that hard to force that briefcase open. Come on.
I don't know. Maybe expensive briefcases are.
I mean, he looks for the
Not
keys
supposed to be
and he
open.
thinks it's the key.
He sits there and bashes it against the bench.
All right, here's what we're going to do. We're going to go get a briefcase.
Okay.
We're going to have a little contest
Okay.
where we try to open this.
Get one of your briefcases from when you had to carry one to work.
Yes. And I'm pretty... Mike, do you know I have that? Plus, I have a Coach briefcase that I got when laptops came about that was like you put over your shoulder.
Oh, nice.
And then I have at least like 2 other antique briefcases in my house. along with some antique luggage.
The amount of stuff that you have that's like, oh, I had this 40 years ago and I still have it.
I finally reached the age where I'm kind of like, why do you
have
be
all this?
saving things? I have all my baseball cards in the basement, Mike.
You probably have the Honus Wagner down there.
Yeah, and my son doesn't care about baseball cards. I thought when I was a child and I saved those baseball cards, I thought to myself, obviously, my son, when I have one someday, will be thrilled to have these baseball
What's
cards.
kind of funny is
beyond belief.
They're kind of making a comeback too. Baseball cards and stuff. They're actually coming back.
Okay, well, I'm not going to get rid of mine.
No.
I have some great Tom Seaver cards.
Wow. Back in San Francisco, Christine, the same server that spilled tea when he met with Conrad, once again spills a drink, this time directly on Nicholas. She is fired for calling Nicholas an asshole. He then has a server comes by, drops off a bill, but it's actually a letter stating that he needs to follow Christine out of the restaurant. Don't let her go, I think is what it said.
Yeah, or don't let her get away. Yeah. Something like that.
As she walks away down the alleyway or down the street, a hobo passes out. Christine comes back to perform CPR and tells Nicholas to get help. He waves down a cop car and an ambulance comes and takes the hobo, Christine, and Nicholas away. Because they all had to go, of course. They all had to get in the ambulance.
So let me ask you something. Was the guy in the men's room was a plant, right? Like, is this, and then the hobo passing out, is this all a thing to see if he has any humanity left?
What guy in the bath? Oh, the toilet paper guy? I don't know if that guy was part of the game, but the hobo was definitely part of the game. I'm
sure he was.
Because you see him later. I don't know if they...
But is this to see if he has any humanity? Like, to see that you need to have humanity?
I think... So the way, like, Fincher was talking about it, he was like... Yeah, they had a plan if he was going to perform CPR, she would probably keep walking or something. But since he didn't, and they kind of thought he probably wasn't going to, she runs back and does CPR on the guy. So I think that was kind of a test of him.
All right.
But again, the game isn't, oh, is this a guy a good guy or a bad guy? The game is just, we're going to put him on all these scenarios and see how he reacts, and we're going to respond based on what he reacts with.
For the purpose of something we never find out.
So we get to the hospital. The hobo is taken in, but then the lights go out in the parking garage.
Of course they do.
Nicholas explains the game to Christine. She then leaves, and Nicholas follows.
And the key works.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, we're getting there. They try to leave via elevator, but it doesn't work. Nicholas uses his CRS key to power it on. After the elevator stops, Nicholas and Christine escape via the ceiling panel. Nicholas goes first because he's wearing his panties, but Christine is not.
It's a good line.
Yeah.
But I want you to look up on every elevator that you ever ride and see if there's actually a sign on it telling you not to go out the top of the elevator.
Oh, okay. He lifts Christine out, loses his briefcase, sees that they are on the CRS floor, and triggers an alarm. Christine darts away with Nicholas following. They make their way out of the building, darting through the alley. The hounds are released as they make their escape.
The dog bites his pants.
Yep, great line here, because at one point he drops a shoe. There goes $1,000. Christine says, your shoe cost $1,000? And he says, that one did.
Yeah.
Charlie arrived today in a pair of $2,000 shoes, so...
Obviously.
Making their way through an abandoned building, they try to escape via fire escape. Christine, going commando, hangs from the fire escape, dropping into the dumpster, with Nicholas joining her soon after. They head for Nicholas's office.
I read something. She actually got hurt falling
Oh,
into
really?
that
I didn't
dumpster.
read that. Wow.
Yeah, that she actually got hurt falling in there.
Wow.
Because it should have been done by a stunt person or something.
she wanted
and
to
she
do
hurt
it.
her ankle.
They head for Nicholas's office, where Christine takes a shower and then gets a cab. The next day, Nicholas oversleeps, is told that Anson Bear is in town, and that he left his Amex card at a hotel.
The Hotel Nico.
It called a hotel reveals there is a reservation, and a young lady is running late but en route to meet him. At the hotel, he finds a key to a room was in his pocket. In the ransacked room are pictures scattered around his missing briefcase of someone that looks like him in a compromising position with someone that looks like Christine.
Dun, dun, dun.
And the reason we think it looks like Christine is because when she was in his office earlier, she took off her shirt to have her red bra. And then these photos, these Polaroids. Do you remember a Polaroid, Charlie?
Do I remember Polaroids? Are you serious?
The Polaroids also had a woman in a red bra.
Yeah.
But
So this was Hotel Nico. Are you aware of Hotel Nico? Have you ever stayed at one?
no, I'm not familiar with it.
I've eaten at one
Okay.
in Mexico City. It's a Japanese hotel,
Okay.
and it's very Japanese.
Yeah.
And I'm in Mexico City for work, and I went there with a coworker who she didn't like Mexican food. It was very hard for her to eat when we were in Mexico City. But we went to Hotel Nico, and like I said, it's very Japanese. I ordered some shrimp
Yeah.
or prawns or whatever they were. And they brought me a plate with some shrimp that had been cooked, but were whole shrimp with antenna, heads, legs, and everything, and some chopsticks.
What did you do?
And I said, I can't even remember. I can't even, no silverware. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know whether you were supposed to take the shrimp apart with your hands. You'd almost have to. Chopsticks
I guess so, yeah.
are useless against like a full shrimp.
Yeah.
It was crazy. I don't know what she ate, but she struggled when we went to the Mexican restaurant, where I had the best mole sauce I've ever had in my
love a
entire
good
life.
mole.
It was just unbelievably good.
Love a good mole.
But yeah, Hotel Nico, Japanese restaurant I went to in Mexico City. Anyway, if you have a chance to go to one and eat, you should definitely do it.
Speaking of mole, are you aware that mole sauce traditionally should not have chocolate in it?
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know.
That was a little inside joke with my wife. She'll get it.
I see.
So after cleaning up the hotel room and cutting himself on the mirror,
Housekeeping.
he leaves the hotel.
Housekeeping shows up.
There is nice touches to have the porno playing on the TV with some
Yeah.
nose candy on the table.
Yeah.
You think it was real nose candy? I would think.
No.
Hopefully not. So Nicholas notices a tail as he's leaving, driving away. He notices a tail, so he pulls into an alley and confronts the pursuer. He grabs the guy's gun, thinking the bullets are fake, only to discover they are not. He shoots out the tire.
Mm-hmm.
So this investigator guy, because there was like pictures on his in the seat next
In
to him.
like a
and stuff.
Chevy Caprice with
Nice.
hubcaps. Do
There's
you know what
that.
hubcaps are?
I do know what hubcaps are. Yes. This is the investigator guy is Mark Boone Jr., one of 2 actors from Sons of Anarchy that appear in this movie.
Oh,
like
that's
2
funny.
main guys.
Okay.
Yeah. Nicholas confronts Anson Bear at the Ritz-Carlton, thinking he is behind the game. Bear informs him that he signed the termination papers that morning. He's going to retire and enjoy his life. Nicholas fails to actually apologize and leaves the room. He discusses the game with his attorney, but comes off as paranoid. There is an envelope with Chekhov's crank in it that he finds. My favorite.
Excuse me?
Chekhov's crank. Whoa, I just realized that. I wrote that down. Whoops. Okay, it's a crank lever, okay?
Oh,
okay,
like
sorry.
a handle.
Chekhov's
a crank handle.
We should figure out a cocktail called Chekhov's crank.
We're definitely doing that.
Yes. Here's my favorite line. And it's very, this episode's getting an E because of this. And you really believe that just because you publish children's books, people are going to care about my reputation? You can have pictures of me wearing nipple rings, butt fucking Captain Kangaroo. The only thing they care about is the stock and whether that stock is up or down. I love that line so much.
That's a good line.
Poor Captain Kangaroo. What'd he ever do? Or maybe he likes it. I don't know.
Well, I mean, he went into the world of what is fantasy?
Did
What
you
was
watch?
the world of?
Was that when you were a kid?
Oh yeah.
Okay. I knew he was around a long
Definitely.
time.
The
So
world of make believe. Sorry, the world of make believe, and King. Somebody was there. Oh my gosh, a little train went over there.
Because I remember Captain Kangaroo when I was a kid. And I think he was still doing it when I was a kid. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he arrives back home. The power is off and the phone is off the hook. Jefferson Airplane plays loudly as someone has defaced the room with neon paint. Conrad shows up. They leave the house and Conrad reveals that CRS continues to antagonize him. As Nicholas tries to change a flat tire, Conrad finds a bunch of CRS keys in his glove compartment. A paranoid Conrad runs away.
This is back when cars actually had spare tires
Right.
in them that you could use.
Memorable scene. I just like when Nicholas, after Conrad's ran away, Nicholas hears a payphone, which tons of payphones in this movie. You gotta love seeing all the payphones.
Why does he answer the payphone?
I don't know. Maybe he knows it's part of the game.
But
He answers-
he's acting like he doesn't know it's a game at this point,
I don't know.
right?
So he's answering the phone. He hears the fight that he just had with Conrad on the recording on the phone.
I don't understand. Does he know it's the game? But with all these pictures, and when he goes and confronts the publishing guy, he's acting like he thinks it's real.
Yeah. Do you accept that the flux capacitor makes time travel possible?
100%.
Okay, then let's keep going. So Nicholas grabs a cab. He sees that the cab has the CRS initials on the driver's card, asks to get out, but he gets locked in. The driver jumps out of the cab as it heads for the bay. Nicholas, sinking fast, realizes that the crank from earlier is the only way to open the window. He escapes. The cab is driven by Tommy Flanagan, the other actor from Sons of Anarchy. And I'm not talking like one episode. These were like 2 main guys that were in Sons of Anarchy. So that was pretty funny.
Wait. So who was he in Sons of Anarchy?
Just 2 of the guys in
Two of the
Teller
main bikers.
Jax's. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll show them to you later. You'll recognize
That's fine.
them.
First of all, the fact that the window opens with a crank, awesome.
Yes.
Because that's how things
Yes.
used to work back in the old days. Second of all, lucky he didn't die. He could have died very easily. I mean, I guess he signed the form.
Well, bear in mind, too, that they say later in the movie, it's like we had divers on call ready if something went wrong.
Sure. And, but also, going back to his Simpsons,
Yeah.
The one where he goes out into international waters so that he can drink on Sunday.
And watch Major League Baseball.
Yes. And they go out there, but then the pirates take over the ship, and the pirates put them all in a big net and then are about to drown them. And the pirate says, "For liability purposes, it is the sea that will kill you."
Nice. By the way, this is definitely the same road James Bond went down on the back of a fire truck, right? Has to be.
Yeah, definitely.
So the next day, Nicholas and Sam meet cops in the lobby of the CRS building to check them out, but the offices are now empty. The cops seem skeptical and state that they don't have a motive. You know, I've always heard that motive is not as important as they make it out to be in the movie. Like, motive is not a reason for arrest or whatever.
Maybe we should test that.
Yeah, we'll have to look that up.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah. We'll test it in real life.
We'll test it? Okay.
Yeah, test it in real life.
Later at his mansion, he talks with Ilse about his father. He receives a call from Maria, his secretary, letting him know where Christine got dropped off. So we're now at Christine's house. Nicholas notices things are fishy, including a lamp with a price tag still on it. No water coming from the faucet.
It doesn't have a QR code. Price tag.
Nice. No water coming from the faucet, an empty fridge, fake books, empty drawers, and a magazine picture in a frame. Confronting Christine, she whispers to him that they are watching their every move, so Nicholas takes out the smoke detector with a smoke detector camera. A CRS van arrives and begins shooting the house. They escape outside.
With machine guns.
They escape outside.
I want it stated for the record.
Okay.
Windows break. There are holes in the ceiling.
Yeah.
All kinds of havoc is wreaked on that apartment.
Yeah.
Okay.
They escape outside where Christine reveals that the game is a con, as they make their way to Nicholas's car. So I did, watching the director's commentary, the bullet holes on top of the car were created with the help of CGI. Fincher said it was the 6 most expensive frames in the movie.
Interesting.
But apparently they did it just so they looked more realistic. And I thought they looked, I never would have thought they were CGI.
But just for the record, there are holes in the car.
Yes. Yeah. So that means they were real bullets.
Okay. Keep going.
Christine tells Nicholas they hacked all of his accounts using the test he took at CRS. Nicholas calls to confirm all of the bank accounts have been emptied. He then calls his lawyer, Sam, to get the cops involved again.
But in the meantime, he calls all of his bankers and reads the bank accounts.
Reads all the accounts on the phone with her in the car. You can even see there's one point where it looks like either she's like recording it or something. Like there's a face that they're trying to tell you. Yeah.
She makes a face. But what I really liked was when he goes and tries to use his credit card.
Yeah.
They cut the credit card in half.
Cut the credit card.
Because that's what they did back then. And you know why, Mike? Because when you use credit cards back then, they just
was the old slide
used the
thing.
ka-chink machine, right? And they would ka-chink it, and you could keep buying
I don't think
things.
that term's appropriate. I think you got to call it something else.
Ka-chink.
Okay. That wasn't better.
And
I know what you're talking about, yes.
yeah, and so you could keep using it to buy things as opposed to now where it would just automatically be denied over time. But I worked at a place at one time at a computer store.
Yeah.
And we had a huge book of credit card numbers that you were supposed to not accept.
Wow.
Yes.
That's insane.
With some book. They'd send you a book. Like, don't accept these.
That is insane. Nicholas and Christine eventually arrive at his cabin. Sam calls to inform him the bank accounts are completely intact. After
when they get to the cabin, they light 4,000 candles. At least.
Nice.
Because you definitely want to have as much light in there as possible so people can find you.
After Christine says Sam, the lawyer, is in on it, Nicholas realizes he's been drugged by the tea that she gave him. Christine tells him that the phone calls to the banks were fake, and that's how they got the account numbers. Nicholas passes out. Our final section of
Where does he wake up?
I'm calling this section the near deaths of Nicholas Van Orden.
Yeah.
Nicholas wakes up in a wooden box in Mexico. Basically a casket.
Becky says a coffin. And then she says, he's not romancing the stone.
Ah, nice. That's great.
I definitely laughed when
That's
she said
great.
that.
He finds the U.S. Embassy but has no identification and nothing to allow him back into the U.S. But he does have a fancy watch. So
It's worth a couple hundred.
Yeah.
Like, what time was this? And what I want to know what this watch
I
was.
know.
Because even then, a watch worth a couple hundred, I feel like, would not be that much.
Well, bear in mind that this watch, because that watch would have been 40-something years old or 35 years old at that point. So, yeah, I'm surprised it was only a couple $100. He manages to ride and hitchhike his way back
so
to the
the
States.
embassy guy's in on this?
I
whole
don't. That's
thing?
what I don't know. I do not know if the embassy guy was actually in on it or not. I don't remember seeing him in the room later.
And then he proceeds to walk down the middle of the road.
Yep. After the Baskin Robbins truck
Yes.
dropped him off, he manages to ride and hitchhike his way back to the States, where he's able to get a ride from a trucker back to San Francisco. I love the white suit, by the way. The white
Yeah.
suit that he's in is awesome.
Yeah.
My question was, why didn't he just tell the truth to the embassy employee?
Dude,
Maybe that would have worked better.
why hasn't he called the mercy number on this stupid
That's true.
thing?
Yeah.
Like 100 He's
Right.
been shot at, Mike.
Yeah.
Shot at.
The biggest thing in this scene, though, is I really hope that he got that truck driver's information so he could reward him handsomely for driving him up to San Francisco.
Exactly.
Yeah. So he arrives back at his mansion, which is being foreclosed.
At least it wasn't Large Marge driving him.
Tell him Large Marge. sent you.
Large Marge.
Was it intentional that foreclosure was misspelled, or is that just my career?
I know, right? I
Like,
saw that.
I
I
knew
know,
that
right?
was spelled wrong.
Yes.
So Nicholas grabs all of his cash and To Kill a Mockingbird, the book, and goes to find Conrad, who apparently had a nervous breakdown. Nicholas is given the address to a hospital where he is staying.
He takes the yellow pages.
Yes. Well,
There's-
we're almost there.
Okay.
He then goes to see his ex-wife, Elizabeth, who lends him her car and some money as he teeters on having a breakdown
Yeah.
of his own. They're at this restaurant. He sees Feingold on a TV commercial, realizes that he's an actor.
Oh, for Tagarine.
Taggering. And that's where he grabs the,
He grabs the yellow pages. There's so many things about that.
Can I borrow this?
First of all, there's such thing as the yellow pages
Yeah.
at this time. You know, even when the internet started, there was yp.com, right? And the yellow pages was still a big thing
Yeah.
that you'd advertise in. And they were smart enough to say, well, we need an online presence. But I feel like it hasn't really survived the digital
We still get them
age.
we still get them once a year, don't we? I feel like
I
we
haven't
do.
gotten one.
That's
in a long
crazy.
time. They used to leave them outside your house in
Yes.
like a big bag.
Yep.
I don't think we've gotten one in.
It might have been a couple
10
years.
years.
Oh no, we've gotten one more recently.
Have
We've
you
gotten one at
really?
this house, yeah.
All right. Well,
It's weird.
I'll look into this.
So then Nicholas heads back into town. After pulling his gun to stop a carjacker, he calls Feingold's house, discovering he is actually Lionel Fisher and he is at the zoo with his kids. He was pretending to be like some scout for a commercial or something that they
Yeah,
wanted him to do. Nicholas wants to know where CRS is. He goes to the zoo, finds Feingold, wants to know where CRS is, threatens Fisher with a gun. So Fisher does take him to the CRS building. They own the whole building and they
In
just
a
move.
Pontiac station wagon.
Of course.
So probably a Pontiac Safari. That was the name of their version of like the I think the Chevy was the Caprice wagon, maybe.
Nice.
The Pontiac was the Safari. The Oldsmobile was the Vista Cruiser. And the Buick was the Buick Estate wagon.
Wow. So he takes him to the CRS building, and he says they own the whole building, and they just move from floor to floor. They end up in the cafeteria, which is filled with people Nicholas has been interacting with since the game started. You got the guys at the private club, you got the cops,
It gets shot up in the cafeteria.
the detectives. You got the taxi driver and Christine,
Yeah.
amongst many others. Security arrives, starts shooting. They kill Feingold/Fisher. Nicholas grabs Christine and takes her to the top of the building. She notices that the gun in his hand is not an automatic, causing her to panic
Oh, no. It's all going to go south.
and plead with Nicholas that it's all a game. The locked door there behind is broken down. Nicholas shoots, kills his brother Conrad, who is
Of
on the
cour-
other side to celebrate.
Of course he does. Because he's all nervous.
Yeah.
And the door opens,
Yep.
and his brother is right out in front,
And
he is a perfect shot. An investment banker is a perfect shot with a pistol.
You realize yeah, okay, just stop.
Okay,
Just
go
stop.
ahead. Yeah,
Conrad, okay. A distraught Nicholas, like father, like son, jumps off the building, falling perfectly onto a X on a huge air cushion.
He walks to the 1 square inch of the edge of the building where a person could walk.
Fincher was even like, yeah, there's no way this would have happened, but the audiences didn't care.
I know.
So he's down getting cleaned up in the air cushion and everything, and then he gets up. Conrad comes in, gives him a T-shirt saying, "I was drugged and left for dead in Mexico, and all I got with is this stupid shirt." Nicholas hugs Conrad while being called an asshole. I get it. How could he have possibly jumped off at the right spot? Again,
he couldn't.
Let's talk about the flux capacitor.
Yeah, I know.
Or
but
let's just enjoy the movie.
That movie is science fiction.
So is this.
We're supposed to be
fiction.
There's supposed to be but we're supposed to be thinking about the company that plans these things down to the inch to do these things. And almost all of them could go way wrong at any moment. And they talk about using blanks, but things got shot up. How did they get shot up with blanks?
Well, they didn't always use blanks. Those were real.
Oh,
they're just good shooters.
So real bullets, like no mishap could possibly happen with real bullets.
He could have gotten shot and killed. He just didn't.
Could have drowned. Okay.
Look, I get it. I get the criticism. I don't care. Okay? It's as simple as that. I don't care. By the way, one of those paramedics is a director named Spike Jonze. He directed a movie called Three Kings, but he also directed a lot of music videos and stuff. Okay, everybody's enjoying the party. Some of the participants are congratulating Nicholas on a game well played. He says goodbye to Elizabeth, Anson, and Sam, and then agrees to pay half the exorbitant bill for Conrad. How much do you think it was? I was thinking $1 million.
I really wanted to know.
I was thinking at least $1 million.
I guess at the time, $1 million would have been a lot. If you did that now, honestly, if you think about the amount of people they had to have and the amount of logistics they had to have to put that together, it's unreal.
Right. I mean, it was basically like making a movie, but all of it happening within a few days.
Even worse, because in the movie, you can pretend these things happen on a backlot of a studio.
Yeah.
In this case, it's like making a movie, but like using real buildings and real cars and real all these things, right? And the corporate liability insurance for somebody jumping 30 stories off a building and missing every possible beam you could possibly miss.
Perfect shot down.
And landing on that big thing.
They said it was going to be like they were just going to have air cushions all around so that anywhere he went, he landed on one. But he's like, no, this is more fun.
I know. They're making a movie. But still,
Yeah.
Like, you know me.
Oh, I know.
My mind can't stop from thinking at every single turn that there's no possible way they could arrange this.
Right. So Nicholas then asks about Christine, whose real name is Claire, and he catches her outside before she leaves for her next job. They have a little banter. She eventually invites him for coffee at the airport.
Well, because she's a hot chick and he's a super rich guy.
Yeah, why not?
All their clients are clearly super rich guys.
By the way,
have to be.
Did you notice that the guy that took the paperwork after Conrad signed it was the guy that was pointing at his jacket at the airport?
No, but I did notice he said, "Keep the pen."
Keep the pen. That was the guy that was telling him that his pen was leaking.
Yeah.
That's it. That's the game. I just have two trivialities.
Okay.
Nicholas was originally written as a nice guy, but Fincher decided to go in a more Scrooge-like direction, which I think is much better. Because it's like, you don't necessarily completely like Nicholas.
Yeah, you're not totally rooting for him.
But then you, at the end, it's like, he's redeemed himself. And he's
the other
hopefully
thing
come
is,
out a better person.
If he was a nice guy, he would have given up.
Yeah.
I mean, that's even the thing, right? all he had to do was go home and do nothing.
Yeah.
That's all he had to do.
Plus, he's a nice guy, and it would just have been really mean if all these things were happening to
It would
him.
have. But even as the mean guy, all he had to do to stop this whole thing was say, you know what? Screw this.
Yeah.
I'm just going to go home and sit on my couch. Like, that's all you had to do. Any normal person.
But again, listening to the director's commentary, it was like, well, the way we saw it is like the game had contingencies. They didn't have specific plans for how he would react.
Yeah.
But they had plans for many, many different ways how he would react. So maybe if he did go home, like people would come to his house and start shooting him or something, try to shoot him or something, and he'd have to
be.
stay in the game. I don't know. There was an alternate ending.
I call the police when people are shooting at me.
Yeah.
Like, anyway, go ahead.
In an alternate ending, Nicholas leaves the party and just walks off on his own. I like the Christine ending better.
Yeah, the other issue I had was, I know you're not listening to this. If my brothers did this to me, I would punch them in the face.
Yeah.
The fact that he immediately is just like, oh, this is fine. I just shot my brother and lived through the... Mike, if you lived through the trauma of trying to commit suicide,
Yeah.
do you think you'd immediately just be fine when you land in a party and everything's good and your brother's alive?
I don't know. Maybe if you're some really rich guy, maybe you do. I don't know.
Maybe. I feel like maybe psychologically there would be some issues that you would have of like waking up every night in a cold sweat, thinking of shooting your brother, and maybe the physical and psychological trauma of jumping purposely off a 30-story building
Yeah.
might cause a problem.
Maybe.
But he seemed totally happy.
Yeah.
Just like when Felix Leiter's wife was killed on their wedding day.
Yeah, let's go fishing. The only companion I have, and here's where it is. If you've never seen any other David Fincher movie for some inexplicable reason, 7, Fight Club, The Social Network, Gone Girl, and Panic Room.
I've seen all those but Gone Girl and Panic Room.
And
I haven't seen those.
He also did Alien 3, which is not great.
I haven't
but
seen
it's
the
fine.
third one. I've
But-
seen you know what? I've only seen the second one. And from what I understand, it's the best one.
Second one
Aliens.
is pretty good.
Yeah,
oh, also,
I've seen
sorry.
that. It's great.
Have you seen Zodiac?
No.
He also did Zodiac.
Yeah.
So he's got quite the resume of movies.
Okay.
But, I mean, this is... We'll get to it in a second. Favorite character, line, scene. My favorite character, of course, is Nicholas Van Orton. My favorite line is... I put down on here the shoe line, but no, it's the Captain Kangaroo. I'm sorry. I got to say that. My favorite line is his whole Captain Kangaroo thing.
Mm-hmm.
And my favorite scene is Nikki and Conrad hugging at the end. Look, I get emotional when they hug, because it's like Nikki realizes that, yeah, he kind of sucks and he needed somebody to tell him to wake up and try not to be such an asshole.
So that's the moral of the story.
That's the moral of the story. Redemption. Be a better person. Stop being an asshole. Money's not everything.
Okay. He probably gave it all away to charity.
I'm sure he did.
after
Yeah,
this.
absolutely. Yeah. He probably just went back down to Mexico and lived in that casket.
I'm totally sure you did.
I hope he at least gave that Baskin Robbins driver some more money.
I would hope so.
Yeah. What's your favorites?
So the line, it's the shoe one.
Okay.
That one I laughed at. That was very, very good.
Yeah, that's funny.
That one did. That was really good. My favorite character was the woman.
Okay.
I thought she did a great job.
Yeah, she's really good.
Great job. Great job. And boy, scene. That's a really tough one. I'm gonna say the restaurant scene where they met. Like, because you learn so much and the smoking line and everything. I just think that was really
him
good.
and Conrad. Okay.
Yeah, him and
that's
Conrad.
cool.
Like, you really kind of learn the relationship.
Really sets
between the
everything
two.
up nicely.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Final thoughts and rating. While I get that many people criticize this movie for the lack of logic, I do not care. I watched this as an impressionable teen, and it definitely left a good impression. It's an all-time favorite, and I always love revisiting it. It's easily 5 stars. It's not even close. This is one of my 10 probably favorite movies of all time.
Interesting.
Give it to me. Let's hear it. Let's get this over with.
So here's the thing. The acting's good.
Mm-hmm.
The effects are really good. And I probably would rate it higher when I'm 20 years old and I watched it.
Yeah.
But watching it this week, like I struggled with a lot of the logic. Things.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go 3.5 stars.
Oh my God.
I know.
Sick.
I understand.
Well, this has been the final episode. Happy birthday, Mike. This has been the final episode. Goodbye. Okay.
I gave it the half.
I knew you were gonna really, really hate the logic of it. I get it. I understand. I could never.
It's a struggle. I like the acting.
Yeah.
I like the scenes. I like some of the characters, right, and all that. I know. I don't know why it is. I think part of it, like I said, is that I can forgive. I mean, I joke about the logic in Bond movies, okay?
Yeah.
But they're supposed to be a fantasy. The part that I struggled with in this is that we're supposed to believe that a corporation of people are, basically orchestrating this whole thing, and it doesn't make any sense what they do. That's what I struggle with, is not the logic of the movie, but the logic of the movie with the company within the movie that doesn't make sense to me. I know it doesn't make any sense. I understand. I've watched a million movies that don't make any sense, like, 4 billion gallons of water being sprayed out of the back of an Aston Martin. DB5.
I should drop the clip from Austin Powers where Basil looks at the camera. It's like, let's not question this and just have fun.
I know. I understand, but it's a drama. It's not a. I know. That's my struggle. I get it, but I get why it's enjoyable to watch because the acting is good. If you totally, and part of it might be seeing it in the moment at the time, right? And you're just like, what's going to happen next?
I mean, is there any better casting of a sleazy rich guy than Michael Douglas? He plays that role
he's sleazy
so
rich
perfectly.
Guy the best. Oh no, he's great as sleazy rich guy.
So, all right, well, we'll see if our friendship survives this. I'm sure it will, and then we'll move on, and then I will look forward to trashing whatever you pick on your birthday.
I can't wait.
Thank you, Charlie.
All right, thanks, Mike.
We hope you enjoyed this episode of Spirited Movie Companions. If you'd like to send us a message, you can do so at spiritedmoviecompanions@gmail.com. Until next time, make yourself some popcorn, grab a comfy seat, and find yourself a spirited companion. Goodbye.